Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we are going to be taking a closer look at ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, you know that AI that's got everyone talking these days.
It really has taken off.
It has. And whether you're already a ChatGPT pro or just heard the name in passing or maybe even skeptical of the whole thing,
Right.
this deep dive is for you.
Absolutely.
We're going to go beyond the hype to figure out if ChatGPT actually lives up to all the buzz.
Exactly.
And I think you might be surprised by what we uncover along the way.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some surprises in store.
Yeah. So our sources really get into the nitty-gritty of what ChatGPT can do.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that just jumps out is how versatile this thing is.
Yeah, it can do a lot.
It can brainstorm ideas for you.
That's right.
It can help you write different kinds of content. It can code.
Yeah.
It can help you learn new things, translate languages,
Wow.
even just chat with you, have a conversation.
It's really remarkable.
It's like having a digital Swiss Army knife.
It is. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Just this one tool that can do so many things.
It's amazing.
And that's incredibly valuable these days, right? Think about it. We're constantly bombarded with information-specialized apps.
Oh, totally.
All this new technology, ChatGPT's ability to kind of do it all
Yeah.
really cuts through the complexity.
Yeah, and on top of that, get this, it's available 24/7.
That's right.
So, if you're working on a project late at night or suddenly need to translate something at 3 in the morning,
Right.
ChatGPT's right there.
No waiting, no appointment needed.
Exactly.
It really speaks to that always-on culture we live in, doesn't it?
It does.
We expect to have access to information and solutions immediately.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, and AI, like ChatGPT, is stepping up to meet that demand.
Big time. And one of the sources I was reading mentioned using ChatGPT to help with article brainstorming.
Interesting.
And I got to say, it's such a productivity booster.
Oh, yeah.
It's like having this brainstorming partner who's always ready to go,
Always on.
no matter how crazy your ideas might seem.
Right.
You know?
And by taking care of some of those tasks, those kind of routine things,
Yeah.
it frees up our brains to focus on the things that humans do best.
Yes.
Like that higher level thinking,
Yeah.
the strategy, the creativity.
For the really big picture stuff.
Exactly.
I know. And what blew my mind was learning about how ChatGPT can adjust its tone and the complexity of its responses
Right.
based on what you need.
That's right. So whether you want a simple explanation or you're ready to dive deep into something really complex, it can adapt.
That's wild.
That's a sign of some pretty sophisticated machine learning going on in the background.
For sure.
It's not just reacting to keywords.
Right.
It's analyzing your intent and figuring out how to tailor its responses accordingly.
That's so cool. And, it can make even the toughest topics easier to understand.
Yeah, like what?
Imagine trying to wrap your head around calculus or even the concept of machine learning itself. ChatGPT can break those ideas down and make them surprisingly accessible.
That's amazing. And there's a huge opportunity there to democratize knowledge, right?
Totally.
Imagine everyone having access to a tool that can explain complex things in a way that they can understand.
Yeah.
It could revolutionize education and lifelong learning.
Oh, for sure. And it can do all this in multiple languages.
Oh, wow.
So whether you're a traveler navigating a foreign country, a student learning a new language,
Right.
or someone doing international business, ChatGPT can help bridge those communication gaps.
It's incredible. It really shows how interconnected our world is becoming, right?
It does.
Those language barriers are starting to crumble thanks to these AI tools.
Yeah. And you know what I have to admit? It's actually fun to use ChatGPT.
I know it can be.
It's like having a conversation with this super smart friend who never gets tired of answering your questions.
Right. And never gets bored.
Exactly. And sometimes it feels kind of like magic.
Yeah. We as humans, we tend to anthropomorphize technology, right? We see these human-like qualities in machines.
Yeah.
And I think there's a part of us that's looking for connection, even in unexpected places like a chatbot.
That's interesting. But, okay, before everyone runs off to download ChatGPT, our sources also get real about its limitations.
Yeah.
Because as cool as it is,
It's not perfect.
it's not perfect. It doesn't always get things right.
Right.
It can make mistakes, especially with really specific or niche topics. And sometimes it won't even tell you when it's not sure about something.
That's a good point.
So it's important to, use your judgment.
Yeah, I mean, it raises a big question, how much can we actually rely on information that comes from AI?
Right.
It's tempting to take what ChatGPT says as gospel truth.
For sure.
but we have to be critical,
Yeah,
especially for making decisions based on that information.
totally. And here's another big one. ChatGPT's knowledge base is only updated periodically. So anything that's happened since that last update, like breaking news, new research findings,
Right.
even changes in the stock market, ChatGPT is totally clueless about.
That's a big limitation.
It is.
It really highlights this challenge of keeping AI current in a world where information is constantly changing.
Like drinking from a fire hose.
Right. Even the most sophisticated systems struggle to keep up with all the new data.
Totally.
So ChatGPT is a great starting point, but it's crucial to stay up to date using other sources as well.
For sure. And while ChatGPT might seem really friendly and helpful, it's important to remember that it can't truly understand or empathize with human emotions.
Right.
It's a machine, not a therapist.
Exactly. And that takes us to this really interesting philosophical question that's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Can AI ever truly replicate human consciousness?
Ooh.
It's a fascinating debate, and it might be one that we keep grappling with for generations to come.
For sure. Another thing to keep in mind is to ChatGPT takes everything literally.
Oh.
So if you're trying to be funny or sarcastic or use slang,
Right.
it might totally miss the joke.
It probably will.
Yeah. Humor and sarcasm depends so much on context,
Totally.
tone of voice, and this shared understanding of social cues.
It's nuanced.
It is. And while AI is getting better at understanding language, it still struggles with those subtleties.
Yeah.
One of the most frustrating things I've found is that ChatGPT has a limited memory within a conversation.
I've noticed that too.
Like sometimes it forgets things you've already told it,
Right.
and you have to repeat yourself.
Yeah, that comes down to the technical limitations of AI right now.
Yeah.
Even with these massive databases and really complex algorithms, AI hasn't quite mastered the way that human memory works.
It's not there yet.
It's not there yet, but it's
Oh, no.
something that researchers are working on. It shows just how far AI still has to go.
Yeah, and as cool as all this AI stuff is, it's crucial to remember that ChatGPT is not autonomous.
Right.
It's a tool, not a decision maker.
We're still the ones calling the shots.
We're making choices and guiding its use.
And that really emphasizes our responsibility as users, doesn't it?
Yeah.
AI can offer these incredible insights, but ultimately we're accountable for the decisions we make.
Totally. And finally, we need to talk about data privacy.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is, whenever you're using ChatGPT, you're sharing information. And it's important to be mindful of what you're putting out there.
Absolutely. Data security is essential.
Yeah.
And it's always wise to be cautious about sharing sensitive info with any AI system,
Right.
even one as friendly as ChatGPT seems.
Exactly. It's this balancing act between, leveraging the power of these tools
Right.
and protecting our personal information.
For sure.
So we've covered a lot of ground already, and one thing's clear. ChatGPT is incredibly powerful,
It is.
but still a work in progress.
Definitely AI technology is evolving so quickly.
Yeah,
It's mind-blowing.
it is, but it's crucial to approach it with enthusiasm, but also with a healthy dose of critical thinking. I
Yeah.
like that balance. So what are your big takeaways so far?
You know what really stood out to me from the source material is how they emphasized ChatGPT's inability to keep up with real-time info. Makes you wonder what it even means to be well-informed in this day and age.
That is such a good point.
If even the most advanced AI can't replace that human need to stay updated,
Right.
how does that change how we think about expertise? What does it even mean to be an expert in the age of AI?
That is something to ponder. And speaking of learning more, our source mentioned this amazing resource
Oh, yeah.
for anyone who's interested in getting started with ChatGPT.
They put together a comprehensive tutorial ebook.
They did, and it's available on their website.
That's right, at www.maxandshire.com.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll be sure to include a link in the show notes so you can find it easily.
Perfect.
We'll be back with more on this fascinating topic in just a moment, so don't go anywhere.
So welcome back to our deep dive on ChatGPT. Before the break, we were talking about ChatGPT's limitations with that real-time information and how that kind of impacts how we think about being well-informed,
It's a really interesting challenge, especially in this age of AI.
It is. We have these powerful tools like ChatGPT that can process information so quickly,
Yeah,
but they're still playing catch-up when it comes to the ever-changing world of knowledge.
totally. And that brings us back to that question we posed earlier.
Right.
What does it even mean to be informed in this new landscape?
Right. It's not just about having access to a ton of data anymore.
It's not. It's about being able to sift through all that info, figure out what's actually reliable and relevant,
Right.
and then actually apply that knowledge in a meaningful way.
Exactly. And that requires a whole different set of skills.
It does.
We need critical thinking. We need to be able to evaluate sources,
Yeah.
synthesize information from different perspectives, connect the dots.
A lot.
It is, and those skills are becoming even more important in the age of AI.
So even though AI can be this incredible tool for research and learning, it's not a substitute for developing those core human skills.
Right.
It might even make those skills more important.
I think that's a really important point that the SWOT was making.
Yeah.
By highlighting those limitations of ChatGPT's knowledge base, it's like a reminder that expertise still matters.
It does.
You know, humans are the ones who can really curate, analyze, and interpret information in a way that AI just hasn't mastered yet.
It's a wake-up call.
It is.
We can't just passively consume information anymore, especially with all this AI-generated content out there.
Right.
We have to be active participants, questioning what we read, digging deeper, forming our own informed opinions.
Exactly. And, you know, expertise is always evolving, too.
Yeah.
To stay truly informed means being a lifelong learner, always curious, always seeking out new knowledge and perspectives.
I love that lifelong learning.
Yeah.
It suggests that we're all on this, continuous journey of discovery, and AI can be this valuable companion along the way.
I like that.
It's this cool dance between human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
It is a dance. That's a great analogy.
It's not about offloading all of our thinking to machines.
Right.
It's about finding ways to collaborate with them, to boost our own abilities and enhance our understanding of the world.
Totally. So given all of that, how do we actually use ChatGPT effectively?
Yeah. What are some practical tips for our listeners who want to get the most out of this tool, while being mindful of its limitations?
Well, I think the key is to approach ChatGPT as a partner in exploration.
Okay.
Not this all-knowing oracle.
I like that.
Treat it like a brainstorming buddy or research assistant, someone who can help you generate ideas, explore different angles, and even simplify complex information.
I like that, a partner in exploration.
Yeah.
So don't just take everything it says at face value.
Right. Double check that output, especially when accuracy is crucial.
And don't limit yourself to just ChatGPT.
Absolutely right. Supplement those interactions by exploring other sources. Read books and articles, listen to podcasts, talk to experts in the field you're interested in.
It's all about building a well-rounded understanding of a topic.
Right. Drawing from those multiple sources and different perspectives.
Yeah.
That can help you develop a much more nuanced and informed view.
We're not just relying on one source.
Right. Even if that source is a powerful AI.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment a bit.
Yeah. Play around with it. Try different prompts. See what works and what doesn't. The more you use it, the better you'll understand its strengths and weaknesses.
It's like any new tool or technology, it takes practice.
It does.
To figure out how to integrate it into your workflow or learning process. The goal isn't to become dependent on ChatGPT,
Right.
but rather to use it as a springboard for deeper thinking and more effective learning.
That's a great way to put it, a springboard.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this quote by the science fiction author Arthur C. Clarke.
Oh, yeah.
He said, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." And I think there's some truth to that when we're using AI like ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It can feel almost miraculous, but we have to remember it's still a tool that we control and we guide.
Yeah. That's a powerful quote.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the potential of AI.
It does.
But it also emphasizes the importance of human agency
Absolutely.
in shaping how this technology is used and evolves.
Couldn't agree more so as we wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
What's resonated with you the most so far?
For me, it's that reminder that technology, as advanced as it is, should empower us, not replace us.
Exactly.
Tools like ChatGPT can be incredibly useful, but ultimately it's our human ingenuity, our creativity, our critical thinking that will shape the future.
Right.
What about you? And we are back for the final part of our deep dive into ChatGPT.
It's been quite a journey.
It has. We've explored all these amazing things it can do, its surprising limitations, and the importance of human expertise in this whole new world of information. But now I kind of want to zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
And think about the bigger picture. How AI like ChatGPT might impact our lives and society as a whole.
It's the big question, isn't it?
It is. And it's a tough one to answer because AI is changing so fast.
It really is.
It's hard to predict where it's all going.
It feels like we're on the verge of something huge, though.
It does, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're at this tipping point where AI is becoming more and more part of our everyday lives.
Exactly. And with tools like ChatGPT becoming so accessible, so conversational,
Yeah,
AI is not this abstract concept anymore.
right. It's becoming real.
It's something we're interacting with all the time,
Yeah, we see it everywhere.
everywhere.
From personalized recommendations on streaming services to
Hmm.
self-driving cars.
Right. And as it gets more sophisticated, we really need to think carefully about its role in our lives
Yes.
and how we can ensure that its development and its use are ethical and responsible.
That's a huge point. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about the ethical and societal implications.
Absolutely. We need to be having these conversations now while AI is still relatively early in its development.
One of the biggest things people are talking about is how AI might affect jobs,
Yeah. Will it lead to job losses as machines start taking over tasks that humans used to do?
right? Or will it create new opportunities, new industries that we can't even imagine yet?
Right. It's like this new industrial revolution, but it's digital this time.
It's a little scary.
It is. We're in uncharted territory.
Yeah, and it's natural to feel both excited and anxious about what's to come.
Totally. And it's not just about jobs either.
Right.
AI brings up important concerns about bias, fairness, and accountability.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like if these AI systems are trained on biased data,
Mm-hmm.
they can perpetuate and even worsen existing inequalities in society.
Exactly. We've already seen examples of that with things like facial recognition technology
Yeah.
and algorithms used for hiring or loan applications.
It's a good reminder that AI is a reflection of the data it learns from.
Ye-
And that data often reflects our own human biases.
So it's crucial that we develop ethical guidelines for AI development.
Totally.
We need to make sure that these systems are fair, transparent, and accountable.
And that's going to require input from a lot of different perspectives.
Absolutely, from ethicists, social scientists, technologists, policymakers.
It's a big challenge.
It is, but it's one that we need to tackle together as a society.
Yeah, we need to have open and honest conversations about the potential benefits and risks of AI.
I think tools like ChatGPT can actually help us have those conversations
Also,
by making AI more accessible and understandable.
okay.
It kind of demystifies it and encourages more people to engage with those issues.
So ChatGPT can be a bridge between the technical world of AI
Yeah,
and the general public.
exactly. It can help us understand how these systems work, what their limitations are, and how we can use them responsibly.
And it can be a platform for us to experiment and explore,
For sure.
see what works, learn from our mistakes.
So as we wrap up our deep dive on ChatGPT, any final thoughts?
You know, I'm filled with this sense of excitement and caution.
Me too.
Like, AI has this incredible potential
It does.
to transform our world in good ways and maybe not so good ways.
Right. It's our responsibility to harness that power and make sure AI is used for good.
I love that. So we need to approach AI with curiosity,
Yes.
with critical thinking,
Mm.
embrace its potential while staying aware of its limitations.
And work together as a global community to shape a future where AI makes us better.
Yes, and makes the world a better place for everyone.
Well said.
And a huge thank you to all of our listeners for joining us on this deep dive into ChatGPT.
We hope you learned something new
We hope you're feeling inspired to explore the world of AI
with a critical and curious mind.
and that you'll continue to engage with these important conversations as AI continues to evolve.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
We'll see you then.